Hello and welcome to Club 4 of Unknown to World Known, Episode 1. We are back, of course, with Inter Milan. If you haven't seen how we got here, check out the end of yesterday's episode. Also, little shout out in today's video, trying something a bit different. I'm recording on a camera rather than a webcam. Hopefully it looks a lot clearer and hopefully it just makes the whole video look a bit nicer. Let me know what you think of it. It's going to be a bit of a challenge to edit. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, hopefully going forward, we've got a much nicer looking video. So we arrived at Inter Milan and we walked in and we sold Anthony Martial, which I wasn't particularly happy with because, as a United fan, I do like Anthony Martial. But £11 million in the end, off to Dynamo Moscow. He's 31, and looking at the options we have on the left wing, he just wasn't going to be in contention for a starting place. He's only played 25 games since he arrived at Inter Milan, so he just wasn't going to fit in here, and off he goes. The other big sale was Daniel Barrios, who has gone to Eibar for £9 million. We had a couple of clubs in for him. I think it was Eibar and Stuttgart that were the last two standing, or Eibar and Portsmouth, I think, now that I think about it. Again, he was just a player who he come in on a free a few years ago, but he's never really had the potential to be a starting player, especially with some of the signings we've made. So off he went to Eibar, nice little profit, and it allowed us to bring in one of our other players. Moving into signings, the first guy, Bajrami, was here just before I arrived. They signed him for £30.5 million, an attacking midfielder who can also play in centre mid, which is a shame for him because I don't really want to play a number 10. Centre mid, we've kind of signed somebody better than him. We then have Alessandro Lamonico, who, he's just a young player for the future. I think he costs us $500,000. From Bologna. He's just a young prospect. Not really anything to go into on him. Then we had my big first signing, Taylor Harwood-Bellis from Manchester City for a total of £60 million. I believe it was £40 million up front and then £20 million in instalments. I said in the end of yesterday's episode that I wanted like an extra defender. We went out and got exactly that, to the point that we can probably send one of the younger guys out on loan and then potentially look at selling maybe Ahmed Hadji next year, depending on, we'll survey how all of these players get on and then probably sell one of them. Then we bought in Sergey Milenkovic-Savic. He's come in from Lazio for £31 million. Yes, he's 32, but his stats still incredible. So it made sense to bring him in. In the friendlies so far, he's looked very good as well. We've got a new tactic coming for you as well, which I'm very excited to show you shortly. At 32, to still have 20 natural fitness, Milenkovic-Savic just is a star player, and I feel that he is going to continue to be that. Then we had another young youth prospect, Luis Rabalo, coming in from Manchester United. 900,000 on him, but again, looks like he's going to be very good. So nothing wrong with spending a bit on youth. And to be fair, 900,000, not even a lot to be spending on him. Then came in one of the big signings, Alejandro Balde. This one I actually had to delay until Martial was sold. A left back or left wing back or left winger, depending on how we want to use him. I'm aiming to use him more at left back than left wing. 24 years old, from Barcelona, £52 million for him. He looks like he's been very good in recent years. His friendlies so far, he only played one because he then picked up an injury in training. However, looked very good. As you can see, 8.4 rating. So, very, very good player there that we've picked up. And hopefully he can push us on even further when he's back from injury. And finally, the big thing that I highlighted at the end of yesterday's episode, they didn't really have anyone that could be a holding midfielder. So we've gone and bought in Ivan Carlos. He's coming from Palmeiras, £12.25 million. And he can do exactly that. He's going to be our holding midfielder. He's not quite at like the world-class level yet, but at 20 years old, massive potential. I think our plan is kind of just to play him into being that world-class midfielder. I'm hoping he will, deal with that. Hopefully he doesn't bottle it under the pressure. But if he does, then we've got somebody who can be like a deep line playmaker instead of the ball-winning midfielder. And we've got options. I think we'll be fine. With all that said, we are still predicted to be second in the league to Juventus. However, you can see here we've got the two best centre-backs in the league, one of the best midfielders in the league, and the best striker in the league. Although Lautaro Martinez hitting 30 now, maybe next season we'll be looking to bring in Real from Marseille. He is on my radar as somebody I do want to bring back into the save. Particularly now, with Lautaro being 30, we haven't particularly got anyone that can take over from him already here. So maybe we go back to Marseille, bring Real in, and make him a star at Inter Milan. And also, after the first game of the season, we will bring you the Champions League group stage draw, where hopefully we could pick up a relatively easy group. Maybe we can pick up Marseille and play our former club. That would be quite an interesting scenario to have in the group stage. And now, let's go and have a look at the lineup for our first game in charge of Inter Milan, which is going to be against Lecce. And the lineup for today, we've got Bijlow in goal, a back three of Skriniar, Harwood, Bellis and Bastoni, Marla and Mendy as the wing-backs, Sanchez as the holding midfielder with Sergey in front of him. They've got Kuhn on the right, Damsgaard on the left and Lautaro as the striker. We've gone with what I believe might be our strongest 11. And hopefully they'll prove that. If not, we've got lots of options off the bench though. Early on, we've got a corner kick here. Damsgaard sends it in. Harwood Bellis, he's hit the post. And Neely leading early on. Another corner here. Damsgaard sends it in again. This time, Mailer has been pushed in the box. I think it was by Soam, by the fact that his name's highlighted, not by the fact that I saw anything. We have got a penalty. And I believe it's going to be Lautaro Martinez stepping up to potentially score the first goal in a competitive game of our Inter Milan stint. He's done exactly that. We lead 1-0 against Lecce on the opening day. And hopefully this is a sign of things to come. This could be our first major trophy if we can win the Serie A. I think we're definitely going to be competing. I think it'll be between us and Juventus. And hopefully we can come out on top. Skriniar throws the ball in to Mailer on the right-hand side. He gets past his man. And can he get across into the box? He plays it short to Kuhn. Back to Mailer. And then he goes into space. He's eventually lost the ball to Soam. However, as the ball's cleared, Skriniar collects it under absolutely no pressure from their striker, I assume. Sanchez back to Mailer. He has a chance to get across in, does so. Lautaro hits the bar and Damsgaard knocks it into basically an empty net after it comes off the bar. We lead 2-0 now. And it's been fantastic so far. Life at Inter Milan could be very fun for us. Mailer with the cross. Lautaro cracks it against the bar and Damsgaard with just an easy header into the empty net. Damsgaard with a corner now. We're just coming up towards half-time. Kuhn with the header. But he's met by the goalkeeper with a equally good save. And looks like we're going to have the highlight continue into them clearing the ball forward. It's nodded on, but Bastoni is there to collect it. And now we can start out from the back again. Sergey with a ball over the top finds Lautaro Martinez one-on-one with the keeper. It was never in doubt. It might be 3-0. We're having a VAR check. It was kind of hard for me to say either way. He was onside. Because he was off screen when the ball was played, you can't really tell. I mean, he's miles onside. He's a good 2 yards onside there. I don't know why we're having a VAR check. Half time, we've cruised to a 3-0 lead. It's looking very easy for us so far. And I'm quite enjoying the fact that we're getting to use a different formation. And it's looking good. I don't feel like I need to immediately go back to the 4-3-3. Skriniar with a throw-in, plays it short to Mailer, and then inside to Renato Sanchez. Milenkovic Savic back to Mailer. And so far, I mean, I don't know where Lecce are predicted in the table this season. They might be predicted bottom, and this is just completely expected. However, a loose pass from Skriniar has given them a chance to break. Ball over the top was absolutely brilliant. However, the shot, not so brilliant. And we've got a goal kick here for Lees. Harwood Bellis has collected it with ease. A long ball forward over the top to Mela. Inside to Latoro. And Latoro Martinez, with his hat-trick, makes it 4-0. We'll get him off now because, clearly he's a bit of a cheat code. So we're going to give him the rest for the last half hour. The spray from Latoro Martinez is brilliant. Mela with the ball in behind. Latoro with the brilliant header. In pre-season, he scored one of them from like 18 yards out. So as we come in to make some subs, do apologise if I disappeared partway through that. I believe my camera cut off. I'm not entirely sure why. So I'm going to have to look into that after. But Richarlison's going to come on for Latoro Martinez. And also Jota is going to come on for Kuhn on the right-hand side of the midfield. Cal with a throw-in on the left-hand side for Lees now. It's played back to him again. And then he brings it inside to Blin. Sorry, not Bin. Two different things there. It was a very slight difference. Blin plays it to Gibikar. Tries the ball through, but Bastoni is the only one that's reading it. Harwood Bellis now brings the ball out to Mendy. Damsgaard to Richarlison. He's going to attack down the left-hand side. Can he get it back into the box? Goes back to Damsgaard. Sanchez. And then back to Harwood Bellis. And you can see our high line there, pressing them into their own third almost. Sanchez back to Skriniar. And then out to Milenkovic Savic. Ball forward to Mela. Transfer across here. Drills it in low. Jota makes it 5-0, sorry. On the opening day, in our Inter Milan debut as manager, again, said that really weird, we have absolutely blown Lees away. And again, I don't know how good Lees are, but it's still a good sign. And our final change, we're going to bring Ivan Carlos on for Renato Sanchez just to start bringing him into the team where we're going to be wanting him to play. Free kick here. Palavecino stood over it, goes for goal, puts it wide, and don't really know why we needed that highlight. Full time, a comfortable 5-0 win against Lees. Never looked in doubt. Latoro Martinez has started his season with a hat-trick. What a guy. And we send ourselves top of the league. Admittedly, only 6 teams have played so far. But Juventus only won 1-0. They were playing, one of like Bologna. They played Monza and they only managed to win 2-1. We beat Leeds 5-0. Bit of a difference. Maybe these signings that we made are indicating we're going to have some different levels. And it's time for the Champions League group stage draw. We are in pot 2. So, of course, we now can't be drawn in Group A. Ideally, out of looking at the teams in in pot 1, I'm looking at Leipzig, Porto and Ajax. Those would be the ideal draws, in my opinion. So I'm sure the game won't give us that. Ideally, probably Porto or Ajax. We've got a chance here. We get Ajax. So we are in Group E. And that is the best possible group we could have got, in my opinion. Now looking at the next lot of seeds, we don't want Atletico. Ideally, maybe Lyon or Real Sociedad. We get Hertha Berlin. Now, I know last year's FM, they were incredible. We were battling with them when we were at Bayern Munich for the title. So we know there's a potential there. Hertha Berlin might be very good. Go on, give us Marseille. We got Dynamo Moscow. Marseille went into Group D just before. That's unfortunate. Would have been quite nice to have drawn them. However, that group, I think, is quite winnable, in my opinion. And I would be surprised if we don't come out of it doing well. Let's have a quick look at how Hertha Berlin have been doing. So they've been kind of, they've done well. Not as well as they did on last year's Unknown to World Known. Third in the Bundesliga. They're doing good, but not as good as we've seen them do in the past. So what we'll do now, I think we'll come back for the games against Ajax and Fiorentina. And hopefully, by that stage, we're still top of the league. Hopefully, we're still unbeaten. We've got Roma coming up, which will be our first big test at Inter Milan. Hopefully, we can see that through. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think of the new camera. I believe it did cut off partway through, which, you know, we can work with. I'm going to get a SD card that's a bit better than the one that's in there at the minute. 'Cause I've only ever used the camera for photos, really. That should mean it can record a bit quicker and avoid us having it cut off. Subscribe if you are enjoying the content as well, and thank you very much for watching.